All right. Let's start just by arriving in the space, maybe before even we rub our hands together, just feeling what it's like to be together through um, this digital technology instead of in person this time. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, holding at the top. You can roll the eyes up towards the third eye point as you hold the breath and release the breath. Taking another deep breath in through the nose. Really feeling the belly expand as we let the lungs drop down as the air drops down into the lower cavity, squeezing the root lock as if we're stopping ourselves from urinating, and release the breath. One more deep breath in. This time pulling the navel towards the spine, sort of squeezing the belly in as we squeeze the root lock and roll the eyes up towards the brow point, and releasing the breath. Let's rub our hands together, bringing the thumbs into the sternum in prayer pose. We'll take another deep breath in, this time chanting a nice long Om together. As we chant, really allowing on the part for the tongue to touch the roof of the mouth so we get the benefits of that vibration in the thyroid gland. So nice deep breath in. Om. Again, deep breath in. Om. Last time together, deep breath in. Om. Releasing the hands, resting them on the knees with the palms facing up or in Gyan Mudra. Just resting here for a moment, feeling the effects of that vibration in your space where you are and in your body. And let's begin today with a little pelvic twist to get everything moving down there, feeling the stretch in the spine as you twist. You might find it supportive to exhale as you go back, inhale through the nose as you come forward. Notice the feeling of the chair really supporting your body. You can imagine that the energy of your spine is sort of reaching down into the earth to be supported that way. They call that rooting, having that strong base. Squeezing in the root locks as if you're stopping yourself from urinating also will give you a feeling of stability on the chair. And let's reverse directions. Feeling the movement really coming from the navel point. So you can feel the flex in the spine as the navel reaches backwards towards the chair and forward, allowing the chest to open. Gentle rooted motion. And let's let those movements become smaller as we come back to center. Resting here with the palms facing up or in Gyan Mudra if you want to catch the pointer finger under the thumb. Noticing the feeling in the body as we awaken and begin to move. And doing a little camel ride. That's just a spinal flex forward and flexing backwards. Once again, moving from the navel. So really allowing the heart center to open as the navel reaches forward and the back to bend and flex as the navel reaches back. Breathing out as you go back and in as you come forward. Chin really stays parallel with the ground in this movement. Just really feeling the flexion through the spine and through the shoulders. Once again, you can squeeze that root lock, pulling up on the muscles at the bottom of the spine to have a feeling of supportedness and rootedness in the movement. And after your next inhale, coming to a neutral spine, resting the hands with palms facing up, or trapping that pointer finger in Gyan Mudra. Just resting here for a moment, feeling that experience. And we'll start with some sun salutations. So once again, rubbing the palms together, we'll start in prayer pose. And then from here, taking a deep breath in, reaching up and reaching back if that's available to you. Exhaling to come forward, bending forward. You can allow the hands to just fall down and the head to fall forward as you rest in that position. Placing the hands on the knees, pushing up as you exhale, reaching backwards as you breathe in and coming back down, really feeling the pressure on the palms as you come down to the knees. So you're really using those muscles, pushing back up to a neutral position. And now you can either push off your chair or you can push off your knees to stand up and walk around to the back of the chair, grasping the back of the chair, just stepping your feet back so that you bring your head between your shoulders for a nice stretch. You'll probably feel it in the back of your legs as well. Nice deep stretch, just taking a few breaths here. Gently breathing in and out. Feeling the stretch in the backs of the legs and the stretch in the shoulders. Gently walking up, back up to the chair, coming to sit back down in prayer pose. Once again, we'll take a deep breath in to reach up. Arching back if that feels safe for your neck and your back. And exhaling to come down, stretching forward. You can let the hands come to the floor. You can wrap them around your legs if you'd like. Bringing the hands to the knees to come up. Breathing in and coming back down again. Really pressing on the knees with the hands to use that upper body strength. And this time, either pressing on the chair to rise or pressing on your knees to stand up, stepping around the chair. Once again, grasping the back of the chair, stepping the legs back to stretch between the shoulders. And you'll feel the stretch in the backs of the legs as well. Taking a few nice deep breaths through the nose here. And taking some steps forward towards the chair. Coming around to sit. Hands once again in prayer pose. We'll do one more deep breath in. To reach up and back as is safe for your neck and your back. Exhaling to come forward, feeling the release in the lower back and neck. Bringing the hands to the knees, breathing in as we reach up and arch back. Exhaling as we come forward, keeping the hands on the knees this time, really using that upper body strength. Coming back to a neutral position, and then either pressing on the knees or on the chair to stand up. Coming back around, grasping the back of the chair, stepping backwards to stretch between the shoulders, stretching the backs of the legs and the shoulder joints. A few deep breaths here through the nose. And gently stepping back up, coming back up to standing, coming around the chair to be seated in prayer pose. Deep breath in here, holding at the top, rolling the eyes towards the third eye point, squeezing the mula bandha, squeezing the belly button towards the spine, and release the breath, release the posture, resting the backs of the hands on the knees or catching that pointer finger in Gyan Mudra. Noticing how the body feels here for just a moment. So the Kriya today is the foundation Kriya for infinity. It's working the seventh chakra. Sorry about that. Which is the crown chakra. It's our connection to the rest of the universe, and it's about connecting with the divine and also finding our spiritual freedom. So the first movement is a spinal twist. This time we'll be interlacing the fingers and putting them behind the head. If that's too much of a stretch, you can also just touch the tips of the fingers to the head behind the ears, or you can also put the hands in cactus pose. But we'll be breathing into the left, exhaling to the right, and just moving this way in time with your own breath. Everyone at their own pace and in a position that is enough for you to feel the stretch, but also to feel safe and comfortable for you. And this movement really comes from the navel. So the spine moves as one unit, and you can really feel the twist coming from the very bottom of the spine where the navel is. Once again, squeeze. You're always invited to gaze up at the third eye point between the eyebrows when your eyes are closed, and also to engage the root lock by pulling up on those muscles at the bottom of the spine. Just a few more seconds here. And let's come to center and breathe in deeply, holding the position as you're able, holding the breath, squeezing the root lock, squeezing the navel in towards the spine, and release the breath, release the posture. Resting the backs of the hands on the knees or resting in Gyan Mudra. Just resting here for a moment, noticing how the body receives the experience. So the next movement will include breath of fire, which is a rapid breath through the nose. And you can try practicing it by placing your hands on your belly and sticking your tongue out like a dog and just panting a little bit. You want to feel the navel move in and out as you pant. And breath of fire is that same movement, except you close the mouth. So that kind of movement. So this, what we'll be doing is once again, we'll interlace the fingers. And actually, if you want, if we're going to be interlacing them behind the back, but if this is too much of a stretch for you, you can also just place the backs of the hands against the hips. What we'll do is interlace the fingers or place the hands against the hips, and then come to the tip of your seat with your feet nice and strong on the floor. And what we'll do is just bend forward from the hips. We really want to keep the back and the chin all stable as we bend. So and pull in nicely on the on that belly. And then once we're down, sort of bent as much as our flexibility allows, while still keeping the chest open, we'll begin breath of fire. And there's always the option of slowing the breath down a little bit if it becomes too intense, or switching to long, deep breathing if that's more comfortable for you. Let's take a deep breath in together through the nose, holding at the top, and placing the knees on the hands on the knees as we gently rise, releasing the breath, resting the hands on the back of the knees. And in the next movement, we'll also apply breath of fire. So this is called back platform pose. And the goal of it is we're really going to be kind of lifting the hips off the chair. If that movement is too strenuous for you, you can also just kind of pull the navel towards the spine and sort of squeeze the bottom up. So you're still using those muscles to kind of pull things in and up. Um, we'll straighten out the right leg, placing the heel on the floor with the foot flexed. The left leg, the foot is flat on the floor, supporting us nicely. You can engage that root lock to feel really nicely supported. And then just grab the back of the chair. And what we'll be doing is lifting up and coming back down. And as we do that, we will use breath of fire. So here we go. Once again, doing the breath and the movement as you're able. If you need to slow the breath down, that's totally fine. If you need to make a smaller movement, really just squeezing the buttocks in, squeezing the navel towards the spine. That's the most important part of the movement. And let's take a deep breath in as we flex. Holding here for just one moment and release, releasing the position, releasing the breath, preparing to do the other side. And so once again, placing the right foot nice and solid on the ground, this time extending the left foot. You may need to scooch towards the end of your chair to do this so that the toes are pointing up and the heel is firmly on the ground. Grasping the back of the chair. The goal is really to clench the belly button towards the spine and clenching the buttocks. So let's try the backward platform pose. And lifting up and beginning breath of fire. Just a few more seconds here. Continue breathing and doing the motion as best you can. And let's lift up, breathing in and holding, clenching, and releasing the breath, releasing the posture, bringing the hands, palms up to the knees, or holding the fingers in Gyan Mudra. Just noticing how the body feels after that experience. And from here, we'll go into crow pose. So bringing the hands straight out in front of you. We'll just be lifting, alternating knees as we inhale. So lifting up, inhale, exhale to release, up to inhale, exhale to release. As always, you can close the eyes and roll the eyes up towards the third eye point between the brows. As always, pulling the navel in towards the spine, pulling up on the root lock. At your own pace with the breath. Noticing the position of the spine, noticing that feeling of rootedness as you lift, the way the chair holds you up from underneath. Just a few more seconds here. And let's take a deep breath in, raising the arms up over the head. You can touch the thumbs over the head if that's available to you, holding the breath. And releasing the breath, sweeping the arms through the auric field, releasing the posture, resting the hands on the knees, or resting the fingers in Gyan Mudra as you notice how the body feels after those movements. The next movement is called a miracle bend. So we're expecting great outcomes from it. Before you do the movements and other up and down movements. So just once again, just checking the root lock, pulling up on the mula band and pulling the navel in towards the spine so you feel nice and secure in your seat. And basically we'll just be reaching the hands up as we inhale. If you can do a little back bend, that's great. Just whatever feels safe for your back and your neck. And as we exhale, we'll come down, releasing the neck, releasing the back, the lower back as we exhale. And as we inhale, coming up again, reaching up and back. And just continue this movement in your own time. As you breathe in, you can really imagine pulling in all of the things that happened during the day. And as you breathe out, you can imagine just letting them go, releasing all of the stress in the body. And wherever you are, let's let this next inhale be the last one as we reach up, taking a deep breath in and holding, really reaching up high up towards the ceiling as we hold the breath, rolling the eyes up towards the third eye point. And releasing the breath, sweeping the arms through the auric field, releasing the posture, bringing the backs of the hands to the knees, or holding the fingers in Gyan Mudra by holding the pointer finger, noticing how the body feels after those movements. And next, we'll do a simple side stretch, just grasping or resting on one side of the chair with one hand, and then reaching up with the other arm as you inhale, reaching over as you're able, leaning on that other hand, reaching over to the side, stretching through the side body, and releasing as you exhale, and inhaling again, reaching up over the other side, long arms stretching through the side body, and releasing as you exhale, and just continuing that movement with the pace of your own breath. Reaching up, stretching through the side body, exhaling as you come back to center. Really at whatever pace allows you to get a nice deep stretch with the breath constantly moving in and out. Really taking any breaks that you need as you move, but also giving your shoulders an opportunity to get warmed up, stretched out, and a little bit of strength building too. Just a couple more seconds now. And after your next exhale, sweeping your arms up for a nice deep inhale, reaching up, 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 up towards the ceiling, rolling the eye up towards the third eye point, and releasing the breath, releasing the arms, resting the backs of the hands on the knees, or holding the fingers in Gyan Mudra, noticing how the body feels. So the next movement we do will be with the chant Har or Hud. You can chant it whichever way feels best to you. The important thing is that the tongue is sort of tapping against the front of the front of the mouth behind the teeth each time you chant. So it's either hud, hud, or hud, hud. And we really want to, that's a chant that's associated with our power and the third chakra. So we really want to engage the core muscles as we do this. And basically, we'll just be doing, they're called yoga kicks. So we're going to be placing the hands on the hips and then just kicking out as we chant. So hud, 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 hud. So I'm going to turn on a mantra here. If the sound is bad, just please unmute and let me know, because I'm not sure if it's going to be too loud or how it's going to come through the microphone, but we'll give it a try here. So hands on the hips, hud, 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 hud. And as you move your feet and you chant, just really noticing what you're doing with the navel, pulling it towards the spine, so you have a really strong feeling in the root lock and in the navel point. Hud, 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 hud. Keep going. You're doing great. Hud, 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 hud. Feeling that strength in the core as you kick. Hud, 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 hud. Just a couple more here. Hud, hud. And taking a deep breath in, holding at the top, holding here, and releasing the posture, releasing the breath, resting here as you recover from those kicks. And the next movement also involves the mantra Har, but this time you're just going to be saying it in your head, or well, I'll play the music and you can listen to the music. And as each time you hear the syllable Har, you're going to pull up on your belly button. So sort of pulling your belly button in as if you're pressing air out of your lungs. So it's sort of it's this kind of a movement, just squeezing the belly button in. So each time that you hear Har, you'll squeeze the belly button in. We'll just put the hands together, resting the left hand in the right hand and touching the thumbs together. So bringing your hands in that position into your lap. I'll start the mantra and just saying Har in your head and pulling the belly button in each time that you hear the syllable. I'll chant and you can just move the navel then. Har, 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 Har. Pulling that navel in towards the spine. It's a very subtle movement, strengthening the pranic pump. Har, 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 har. And taking a deep breath in, pulling that navel one more time towards the spine, pulling in on the root lock, and releasing the locks, releasing the breath, releasing the mudra, resting the hands on the backs of the knees.
So basically, for this next movement, we'll just be sitting in the chair and we'll sort of bring our hands up and we'll do a rhythmic dance. So you can just move in whatever way feels good to you with the mantra. Okay. So the mantra is Sare Sasa. And so you can just move as you feel called to do, and just keep your eyes closed and just feel the music. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 rang. Hara re hara 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 re hara 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 re hara 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 rang. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 rang. Hara re hara 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 re hara 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 re hara 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 rang. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 rang. Hara re hara 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 re hara hara re hara 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 rang. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 rang. Hara re hara 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 re hara hara re hara 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 rang. Sa re sa 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 re sa 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 re sa 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 rang. Hara re hara 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 re hara hara re hara 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 rang. And coming slowly towards stillness, resting your hands down, backs of your hands on your knees. Feeling the effects of that experience. And now we're going to do a little body awareness movement. And basically, we'll just be patting our whole body down very gently with the palms of our hands. So you can start with the top of your head, just gently touching the top of your head, your ears, your cheeks, your eyes, nose, mouth. Just gently touching them with your hands, feeling how that part of your body feels, maybe your shoulders, your chest, down to your belly, touching the backs of your hands and your wrists, keeping your eyes closed while you do this so you can really feel these different parts of your body, patting up your arms, gently touching your shoulders, your neck, maybe the back of your neck, the back of your shoulders, patting down the sides of the body, the belly, the bottom and thighs, maybe your lower back, really trying to touch every inch of yourself, continuing on down the legs, adding all around the thighs, under the legs, the backs of the knees, and the fronts of the knees. For me, just giving some gratitude to all of the work as I pat down my legs, all of the hard work that my body does for me each day. Down the shins and towards the ankles, and then patting the feet and the toes. You could even pat the bottoms of your feet and behind the heels. And then just slowly bringing that to a close as you come up to seated, sitting in stillness, noticing how it feels after having taken that time to touch and notice all the different parts of the body. And next, we'll do a gentle forward bend. So, really just hinging at the hips, slowly coming down over the knees, then allowing just sort of one vertebra at a time for the head to drop down, the lower back to release, the shoulders to release. And we'll just stay in this position for a little bit, breathing gently in and out through the nose. And this should really feel like a state of relaxation. So do whatever you need to get comfortable so that your neck feels a release and your lower back and your shoulders all feel a release in this position. Excuse me. And then bringing the hands to the knees will very slowly roll up from that position, rolling, just really slowly stacking the vertebra one on top of each the other as we come up. And then sliding back into the chair, just coming to a nice position of relaxation for Shavasana. If you'd like to get down on the floor or otherwise get horizontal, you're welcome to do so, or you can just rest back in your chair. We really want the legs, if you stay in the chair, we really want the legs to be resting so that don't have a lot of weight on your feet, and then placing your hands on your knees. coming back now. You can begin wiggling your fingers and your toes, making circles with wrists, ankles. Reach up, stretch up, taking a deep breath in, stretch to the side, one side, and then the other side. And coming to the center, rubbing palms together, bringing them to the chest. Let's take a deep breath in together now, holding at the top and releasing the breath. And this time, let's take a deep breath in to sing the Sunshine Song. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. And let's have another deep breath for Sat Nam. Sat Nam. May you have a day where you feel connected to your own divinity and connected to the people around you who love you and who you love. Thank you so much for being here today. Sat Nam to you. Thank you, Jilanji.